Today's episode is brought to you by Peter Grimm Hats. Peter Grimm Hats has supported Open Arms for several years. We love everybody at Peter Grimm.
Yes, thank you. These are my favorite hats. They are so stylish. I always get so many compliments on them. Not only that, they are so comfortable. Like they fit perfect.
And the quality is fantastic too.
Yes, my favorite.
Thanks again, Peter Grimm. We love you guys.
Thank you.
Welcome to Open Arms, an honest conversation about firearms. Hey everyone, I'm your host Brian Lockerman, and we have Nikki Wesley over there on the controls. What's happening, Nikki?
Hi guys. It was so nice meeting you, Kristine.
I know it. Hey Nikki, you know that we've been seeing more and more females actually joining our safety programs and our self-defense classes, right?
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of older women. I was surprised.
Yeah.
We had a class last night. So
Exactly.
This is really good to see.
It is. It's really good. So today on my show, I have Kristine Lysenstoen. She is from the USCCA. Welcome aboard, Kristine.
Glad to be here with you guys. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, Kristine, I want to start by going a little bit back in time. I want to know when you started even shooting a gun for the first time. Did you grow up with firearms? So, let the audience know a little bit about that.
Yeah, I grew up comfortable around firearms. My father actually immigrated from Norway
Really?
and started shooting there. So we grew up, that was part of our, vernacular, so to say, as children. But I didn't get serious about training until I was really an adult. So I started working at a range with Renee from Lioness Tactics.
Very nice.
And got serious about training there. And that's kind of what jump-started this whole lifestyle of mine.
Yeah, I see that. So then you grew up with firearms, obviously,
Yes.
like you were saying. Did you, back in the day when you were younger, did you have good safety training back then as well?
Yep, so that was kind of the pinnacle. It had to be that way, especially because we had 4 kids in our family, all in one little house. So making sure everyone was safe, everyone was, above board with all of that.
That's good. That is good. And again, that's what, obviously our show Open Arms is all about. We focus on the gun safety thing. That's so important to us,
Right.
really. Okay, so you started doing that. Now, did you get any certification to become a trainer?
So I was working towards the RSO side of things when I
Okay.
was working there. And then actually through USCCA, you can get that certification. So that's something I'm currently working on now. And then hopefully soon we'll be finished with all of that.
Very good. Now, do you do any training on your own for other gun owners at all?
I have taught several friends in different classes as like an assistant
Yeah.
that way. So I've worked through, not as the main instructor.
Totally understand that. Totally get that. But you know what? It's just good though to actually, teach people
Yeah.
the safety things about firearms. Again, I can't tell you the countless people that I've brought to my range that never shot a gun before,
Right.
and now that they've learned, even though they didn't go out and buy a gun maybe, but now they're safer knowing how a firearm works and the do's and the don'ts and things like that.
Right.
And that's the thing. We want to keep people safe. And I think USCCA it really plays a big part in their care for everyone to keep them safe as well.
Absolutely.
And and just not to jump ahead, but they also care about the mental health issue on gun ownership as well. As Walk the Talk America is a big part of that. Which is part of our show too as well. I think Mike Sodini, what he has done is fantastic.
Yeah, phenomenal. And they're doing so much good work, not only just for veterans in their community, but everyone in general, making sure that that is absolutely a fundamental piece of being prepared as tools in our toolbox to be healthy people, also part of this space, as well as bringing that out to our communities.
Exactly, Christine. And here's the thing. The media gives gun companies, gun manufacturers a bad name all the time. It's always their fault. But as you see right now, they're showing how they care about us because right now, a lot of gun companies have come aboard and they're putting Mike's card in their boxes when they purchase a new firearm. Not only gun companies, there's ammo companies too as well, apparel companies or whatever. We're kind of starting to do the same thing. We are actually in process of doing the kind of the same thing like he's putting in the boxes. We're going to put our flyer and card about how important the gun safety is. When you purchase this firearm, stop,
Right.
go get training before this gun enters your home.
Yes.
And we want to start really, making that noted to everybody as well. It's funny, Kristine, because even still today, people will still buy a gun and not get trained and just load it and throw it under their bed.
Right.
and we want to stop that.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
And even looking for local instructors who you can work alongside, or even checking like USCCA resources, whether it's YouTube or with your membership, that Protector Academy has all of those safety fundamentals, as well as direct resources in the community that you can go reach out to, be a part of those classes. And as a training organization, that's the goal. Make sure people are safe, make sure people are prepared in that way so we don't have terrible things or accidents happen.
I do agree there. Yeah, 100%. I always do tell people, research your instructor.
Yep.
Ask them how they conduct their classes. What do they do? From start to finish. You don't want somebody just to take your money, say, "Oh, you're safe. See you, bye." You want to make sure they really are thorough about it. Like our training program, we do classroom, we do live fire, and then we go to their home and train them. That is the last part of the class. Train them at their home. That to me is one of the most important pieces of training, because still people don't really understand where to store that gun, how to retrieve that gun, what to do in a situation. So those things really do help. That's for sure.
Especially if you do have other family members in your home, kids especially, and there's even criminal consequences if you're not storing or handling those things in your home properly. So making sure you're not only aware of the laws but following them, and not just because it's the law, but because it's responsible for your own family.
That's a good point. And again, we had one of the attorneys who was affiliated with the USCCA on the show, Lawrence Noble, and he really, things he was telling me, even me, I was learning, did the do's and the don'ts on what could happen and things like that. But it's good to have USCCA behind you and be a member of. How do people become members of USCCA?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. You can actually go directly through me if you want to.
We'll get your information on that. Okay,
Great.
for sure.
Also, looking at the resources, like we said, online, there's ways to get started that way. So reaching out to us directly, going through the website, it's an easy way to get you guys prepared in that way, mentally, physically, and legally. So starting with that training and education, and there is a self-defense liability insurance component to everything as well with your membership.
Very good. Nikki, you'll get that all up on the...
All the links will be listed in the description box below.
Perfect. And that way people can find you. They can contact you direct. I suggest contacting her direct.
Yes.
That'd be fantastic.
I'll answer your calls.
So now, how long have you been with the USCCA?
So I've been working for the organization for about 1.5 years now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Now, do you travel to their main office and things like that?
I've been there a few times, yes. So we have a national sales meeting every year. So we've been over there a couple of times, and which is West Bend, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So it's it's a unique place because it's full of lovely people. It's the cutest little town, and we have so much fun when we're all together out there.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, Mike tells me he's been out there, and he said it's really, really, it's just an amazing place.
It is.
It's really a lot of good people, like you're saying.
Good people. I think our HQ building is probably one of the most safely guarded
I'm
buildings
sure,
in the country.
I'm sure. So now, okay, just to let people know, what USCCA is. It's an organization that basically is insurance for CCW, correct? Or is there more to it?
There's more to it. So
Okay.
it's actually known as a national training organization. So there's one of two in this country that are nationally recognized, being the NRA and the USCCA. So that is the main platform, is that training and education. And then there is that self-defense liability insurance component it's actually a policy written by a company called Universal Fire Casualty Insurance Company.
Oh, okay.
The policy itself is issued to the USCCA, and as a member, once you join in, you become an additional insured on that self-defense liability insurance policy.
Very nice. And I always stress to people, when they get their CCW, you got to have insurance. You got it. You got to sign up for the USCCA. You got to get that, because that is really key. And God forbid something happens.
Right.
Then you have someone who actually is going to be, supporting you into your situation.
Absolutely. And two, one thing that's actually super beneficial is it's not limited to just your CCW nor firearms in general.
That's correct.
So unless there's some exclusion, that is built for any act of self-defense that you might find yourself in, whether it's a home invasion situation, or we use the example of, the baseball bat behind your front door. We had one lady use dinner plates as a self-defense tool in her home.
It's funny you bring that up. And Nikki will tell you about this. We have in our training classes, our trainer does a thing with a magazine. Tell her about the magazine.
Yeah, so if you go into our Instagram, openarms.tv, you'll see our latest reel is Russell demonstrating how to roll a magazine, just a regular magazine, as a self-defense weapon. It can go through the TSA because it's just a magazine.
Yeah.
So, and it's so hard. He'll demonstrate how hard it is, and it can do some damage. And you don't think about it because it's just a magazine, and it's legal. You
Yeah.
can carry it wherever
Yeah.
you want.
It's amazing.
It's really cool. So I would check it out. It's on our Instagram page.
Yeah, no need for carrying baseball bats. Just carry a magazine. You know what I mean?
Right.
And again, the self-awareness classes, I think, are so important to everybody. It's, you buy your gun, you get your CCW, but still, being that self-awareness and learning a little bit of self-defense really does help.
Absolutely. And it's such a requirement, too. I think, especially now, we're seeing more and more of these incidents in our communities out where we work. I do a lot of work in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And so being in and around that, but yeah, understanding where am I in space in relation to things around me, what could be dangerous, what could become dangerous in the future. I think it's absolutely, it's essential to be not only understanding of those, but looking actively for those things around.
I agree 100%. Now, let me ask you this, a little personal question. Now, do you live alone?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have family members?
I do.
Okay. So how many family members do you have?
So in my house, there's 4 of us total.
Okay, 4. So then are all you pretty much trained for, firearms, all that good stuff like that?
Yep. So everyone in the house is trained in firearms. My mom does not want to be a firearms owner or CCW carrier.
That's fine.
But she very much recognizes, hey, in that emergency situation, I would do what I need to protect my family.
That's it.
So protecting what matters most is really what it comes down to. And as someone who loves other people, that's a requirement. To that love is being able to protect.
That's
those
true.
things.
Yeah, that's well said. Because you never know when you're going to have to do this.
Right.
You may go through life and never ever have anything happen.
Well, we always say it's good to get firearm training, even though you don't want to buy a gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just because you never know if you're going to come across the firearm, you're going to have to maybe, I don't know, God forbid, have to use it one day.
Right.
So it's
That
good
is
to get
true.
the training, even though you don't feel comfortable owning one.
That is true.
Absolutely.
And we do. We get a lot of people that do come to our training classes. They don't buy the gun, but they're trained at least, with that part of it. So now some of the personal questions. What kind of gun do you own?
I am a big Glock person.
Okay.
That's what I learned on. That's what I started training with, and have become very proficient with that tool. So
Which Glock? Which model?
So on my current carry list is a Glock 42.
Okay.
So a single stack 380.
Nice.
The Glock 19. I own some full size. I own the Glock 22 and all, So I have a 26. I've got a couple ARs that I've now built. So
Oh, really?
That's a fun platform to
Are
work
you building
on
it
as well.
yourself?
Yes.
Oh, very
Yes.
nice.
I had
Awesome.
some help from my boyfriend. But
Well, that's okay. At least you're in there, to check out. I always tell people that it's really good to do things like that, so you know the mechanics of the gun. If anything ever happens, it jams or whatever like that, you know how to break it open and do any repairs
Right.
that you need on the spot or whatever. It's funny you say you're a Glock girl. I do have a lot of Glocks too. For some reason, I'm just not accurate with my Glocks. I don't
Really?
know why. Check this out. You know what a Beretta 92 FS is?
Of course.
Okay. For some odd reason, I can shoot just the wings off a gnat with that gun. In fact, let me tell you what I used to do. I don't know if I can do it anymore, but it was back in the day when I was shooting a lot. I would take 2 Beretta 92 FSs. This is God honest true story, and have 3 rounds in each.
Okay.
1 in each hand. I would set up 6 golf balls on golf ball tees. And I was about maybe 15 yards, maybe a little bit back, or 15 yards away, and on tees. And I would literally practice first. What I would do is practice. I'd use my thumbs. I'd go peripheral vision. You look straight ahead, and I would go cover, cover, cover my thumbs. And then I'd get my guns, get them ready, pull them up, boom, 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 boom. I shoot all 6 down. And people were, I would impress them. That's the only thing I could do. Now, competition shooting, I did competition shooting, never really won or anything like that. But that's something for some reason I could do.
Yeah.
It's weird. It was like a weird thing. I don't know if I could do it today because I haven't done it in years. But
Might as well try.
I know. But the 92 FS have always been really. Don't get me wrong. I love Glocks.
Yeah.
I do. I carry a Glock too. I carry a Kimber. I carry a Glock. I have a variety of stuff. I carry a lot of Bursas too. Are you familiar with Bursa?
I'm not.
Okay. I'd like to show you. Bursa is a great, great gun company. They're one of our really big supporters of the show, Open Arms.
Awesome.
They have been doing some really amazing things with their firearms lately. I love them. Very similar. There's one gun, a BCPP9, that's very similar to a Glock. They're everything about. They're starting to do the AR platform now.
Great.
Everything they're making now is really great. They've been based in Argentina. They just opened a USA factory here about maybe a year and a half ago or so. And they keep getting better and better. So I'd like to someday take you to my range and show you some of the Bursas. They're really, really great
I love
guns.
that.
But unfortunately, in California, right, Nikki, we're regulated to this list of ours.
Fun times, right?
You know, I think there's only one Bursa on our roster. I think one out of all their guns. It's just so stupid. And they refuse to pay the money, you know, just like any gun company. Like, we're not paying California the money for this crap.
Right.
But that's what California wants. They're like, see another one. You know what I mean? It just irritates me.
It is. It's unique out here, that's for sure.
I know. I mean, you probably see a difference from here to going back to USCCA, right? Big world of difference.
World of difference.
Like, we film our show mostly in Arizona, believe it or not. And, you know, it's a different world. You know, it's not even, doesn't compare to out here.
Yeah, my sister lives in Phoenix, and same thing. She's not a big gun person,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always had that question of, oh, maybe like she should become one
yeah.
because I want her to be one in Arizona.
There you go. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so other than that, you obviously have your CCW, correct?
I do.
Okay, great. Now, did you get it in Ventura County, in Los Angeles County? You got it in Ventura County.
Yeah, so it's here in Ventura, and I actually handed my application in the week of March when COVID shut the world down.
Oh,
That was the week where I put in my application. So,
wow.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
it's been a ride since then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no doubt about that. During the whole COVID thing, what did the USCCA really feel a pinch too during those years?
That's a good question. So, actually, that first year of COVID, I wasn't with USCCA yet.
Oh, okay.
I was actually teaching middle school,
Really?
which is another unique position, just being
Oh, I
a
wanna
CCW holder.
I never knew that. I want to talk to you a little bit about that when we get to that. So yeah, so back to USCCA. Was there? Did they get affected by the pandemic?
I'm sure there was a difference just because people weren't allowed to be in CCW classes. Because California requires that 8 hours, those weren't being held often around
Yeah.
the state.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I mean, it crippled everything.
everything.
It was just awful.
Yeah.
It was a crime. That's all I can say. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go back here. You taught middle school?
I did.
You were a teacher.
7th grade.
Okay, fantastic. This is good. This is good stuff.
What did you teach?
I was actually at a private Christian school, so I taught Bible class to
Really?
12-year-olds. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Okay. With that said, did you ever feel like a little bit on the verge of, you know, worried about someone may coming in the classroom or something like that and doing anything wrong, or, you know?
Yeah, that was a fear, and we worked out of a portable building.
Okay.
So it was like a paper mache
Yeah.
wall classroom, right? So that was a conversation I did have with the principal. They didn't have a detailed plan, safety plan for that type of event. So I had those conversations with my principal, and I usually wouldn't talk about having a CCW at a school.
Yeah.
That was just kind of that's my choice and how I decided to work there. But I did have that conversation with the principal. I said, hey, I'm going to be talking with the kids. Here's how I'm going to do it, age appropriately, talking to them about, hey, here's our safety plan for our classroom. If something happens, this is what we're going to do.
Oh, that's fantastic. though,
Yeah,
you
take
know?
matters in your own hands.
Yeah.
You have to.
And as a teacher, that's your job. You are the protector of children, and those are your little little ones in that classroom. And so, I wanted to have that conversation with them without putting fear into their hearts.
Exactly.
But also preparing them if something happens. Hey, we got this. We're going to work as a team, and this is how we're going to do that.
There you go. You know, we have a lot of training programs across the United States. Actually, has been on my show via call-ins. One in particular stands out in my head. It's Jake Edwards. He does a program, and he does it for the kids. He goes to the school and he teaches the kids, and he teaches them a way to where really it doesn't scare them. He calls himself like a land shark and this stuff like that. He uses the little terms for them, but it's very effective what he's doing.
That's great.
and he's doing it. And he's knocking it out of the park. In fact, he's coming back on my show, I think, next week again to talk more about some of the programs he's doing. But it's really good to see people like that out there doing things like that.
Yes.
Because that's essential. It's all, again, we go back to our show again, education. Education is key. The more people we educate on things like that,
Right.
and like firearm safety and like the mental health issue on gun ownership and things like that, the safer we are as gun owners.
I don't think it's any more different than having an earthquake drill, a fire drill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just a shooting drill; it's just an emergency drill. If you think about it, like
That's
a
true.
drill for anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And again, I we're still shopping network deals right now. We've actually turned down, a few because we want to keep creative control. We don't want to give it up to a network.
Right.
Okay. So we haven't even really got on the main airways yet. We're doing this podcast. People do know about our show and stuff like that. And you know what? We're getting some amazing emails already. In fact, I read one of them on one of my shows one day about somebody who wrote in. And he wrote in telling me that what we're doing has changed his life because he now has gotten safety training. He's got his gun safe. His family's safe now. He said he was one of those guys that just loaded the damn thing and put it under his bed.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to stop. We're trying to keep people safe, and we care. Gun owners care, right, Nikki?
Yes.
We're not what the media portrays us to be and what people think gun owners are.
Right.
We are law-abiding citizens that care about our friends and family alike, and we care about each other.
Yeah.
And we protect each other. We're the protectors.
We have to be.
So again, it's all good messages. It's all good education. And I love what USCCA is doing. I think it's fantastic company. It's amazing. I still want to talk to them more about some type of networking with them because I think we have such great synergy we could have together.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
Absolutely.
fantastic. So, Kristine, one more time, where can they find you to sign up for USCCA? Tongue twister there. Where can they find you?
So feel free to reach out to me. I'll give you guys my personal contact info.
Okay.
So via email, cell phone, I'll give you guys direct contact to me. So you can call me, text me. We'll set up a time to get anyone started. It only takes a few minutes over the phone or over email. We'll make sure you guys get all the information that you need. And then again, you'll have instant access to all your membership benefits, including that education and training.
Beautiful.
All on the Protector Academy. So it's really accessible. It's all online. And then access to that self-defense liability insurance policy as well.
Awesome. And it's not that expensive, correct?
Yeah, so it starts at $29 a month.
It's not bad at all for a peace of mind, for some insurance, right?
$1 a day.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, Nikki, you'll get that all up, right, Nikki?
Yeah. Again, everything will be on the description below.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, very good. So to let you know, we do have a private range out here too in Moore Park.
Perfect.
I'd like to, offer you anytime you need to use it or whatever. I'd like to have you come if you want to just, do some practicing or whatever.
I'd be honored.
It'd be fantastic to start this relationship going. Also, I don't know if you're available too. We in our training classes, we always do need assistant trainers as well. So it'd be kind of nice to have you doing things like that, in
That'd
the
be
future.
incredible.
It'd be great. Yeah, maybe we'll have a little shooting contest up there too.
Okay.
I'll bring the golf balls and the
Bring
golf
it
team.
on. Bring the golf balls.
I don't know. I'll probably miss every one now. I'll be like, oh God.
Put you to the test.
Exactly. Well, good. Well, Kristine, anything else you want to talk about as far as the USCCA or anything else about your training, about anything else that you want to tell the audience?
I just want to thank you guys for being people who care about gun safety, for education and training, because that at the end of the day is what saves lives, especially the education that we can impart to other people, whether it's children, whether it's our family members. That really does make the difference. So thanks for being people who care about that, because that is the separation between responsible gun ownership and, like we talked about, maybe not so responsible.
Exactly.
So thank you guys again. I'm honored to be with you guys, because this is what we do. This is what we live for, is bringing these resources to the community. So
that's perfect. I really appreciate that. That was very nice of you. And Kristine, I'd like to maybe talk to you too a little bit more about possibly becoming more involved with Open Arms.
sure.
I like to, to sit, because I think you'd be a good asset to the project.
I'd be
really
honored
do.
to be a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I like when we found Renee. I mean, it just clicked.
Yeah.
You know, Renee and it just like, oh my God, Brian, this is amazing. This is great. Let's go.
Yeah.
And she's going to be a big part of. We're redoing our range right now. She's
Okay.
going to be a big part of that too.
Great.
Her and her partner are going to help and really dial that place in up there.
Great.
So yeah, I definitely want to talk to you more off camera about things we can maybe work together on for sure.
All right.
All right, good deal. Well, I'm really glad you were able to come in. I like to have you come in more. I think someone like you can have a lot more updates all the time. I'd like to have you come in for more shows
Okay.
to talk more about different things. It'd be
Great.
fantastic. And again, thank you, Kristine, for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All
This
right.
has been fun.
And Nikki will definitely get all your information up on the feed. That's for sure. And then, Nikki, you want to tell everybody where they can find us?
Yes, you can find Open Arms on Instagram, openarms.tv. And if you liked this episode and you like what you hear, please like and share this. It'll help our channel grow. You can also find us on Twitter. If you have any questions for Kristine or for Brian, you can send us a tweet, openarmsdt on Twitter. And that's it.
All right. Well, that's our show for today. And thank you for tuning in. And always remember, safety, family, and the Second Amendment. Have a good day.